I think this is the greatest concern that I have is, every year we approve the programs and we get back to this year every year. But do we actually know the needs of the students? Have we, where did we get that assessment? What are the needs of the students? And so who do you have targeting those needs? Because I'm going to ask that we not approve this year until we know the needs of our students.
Well, I would say, one of the benefits of having the comprehensive student support services that we have in this district is that we have a lot of staff working with these kids every day. Mr. Riddick's department, Vicky's department, guidance and counseling, and those people work together as a team. And they and their administrators are the ones that come to us, come to Ms. Crespo when they have opportunities for funding and say, I need more of this. I need more of this. So we have a living needs assessment every day at our campuses, and those are the ones that come to us and say, I need a case manager that can reach out and do home visits. Because all my staff here are great, but I can't have them leave the school and do home visits.
Are you providing what they're requesting? Because we are hearing different.
Well, as I said earlier, all of these service providers and the campuses that they are matched with, none of those matches occurred from central administration pushing down. They all come from campuses saying, I would like an additional provider. And what the central administration has done is we had an RFP process several years ago for the first time so that we didn't just have random providers from the community with or without qualifications saying they want to come work for us. So centrally, we work together to develop an RFP and identify who are eligible providers in these different categories. Mentoring is very different than case management in terms of the qualifications of the personnel, in terms of the cost that you would expect to pay and the outcomes. So we provided a list of approved providers in the community to the schools. The schools then come and say, I've got funding. I want mentoring. For my mentoring, I want Umoja. Or for my mentoring, I want Girls
enough. That's all I need to know on that subject. Because, see, principals, this year, our principals will not be bullied into a certain program.
I agree.
Because in some instances, they are. You might not know it, but we know it because it's been reported. And I'm not being negative. I just want us to be more cognizant of what we're doing and where we're putting our money. And the other question I have is, and I look at the numbers and I look at the money. So I would be interested in knowing, especially elementary, because see, I don't think Umoja, that program might be good for middle and high school. I don't think we should have it in elementary schools. Because number one, when we had the assessment several years back, one of the outcomes they talked about, we didn't do a good job in educating our students. So I would like to know how many students in elementary school, with Umoja and the programs in elementary school, how many of those students that they are saying having behavior problems cannot read? So it makes a difference when you educate a child. They will not exemplify that negative behavior in most cases. So do you actually know, if we are serving 10 students and we are talking about these 10 students, they're here because of their behavior, because you're labeling those students if you didn't know it. See, by the time they're in third grade, everybody in the building knows these are the 10 bad students in this school, and they will be treated that way. But do you know for sure if those students are being educated? Can they read? Because, that's a big problem in the district. So rather than behavior monitoring like we have in elementary school, why aren't we making sure they can read, spend the money where we should, it's just something that, to me, it might be clear, but to you, I'm just probably saying a lot of words. But I want us to look at, when we look at behavior and see what the programs and where they are, because see, 50% of Umoja funds are in District 3. And I don't believe all the kids are that bad in District 3. They are not. It's because we are not doing a proper job educating students. We have to start in elementary. And I know now we're working hard with the reading programs and all of that, But I still say we can run a child's life by labeling that child as a behavior problem. And I don't have to tell you that, you know, but you're just not in the schools every day. And you don't get the parent calls that we get. You know, you don't get the concerns from people in the community because our schools have been not passing standard for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. So it's not all behavior. So we need to look at what we're doing to our elementary students, because it all starts in elementary.